Welcome to the Credit Union Business News Podcast, the only all-digital, all-business resource for credit unions. This episode is sponsored by Bator Training and Consulting. We create environments where employees actually want to come to work and members want to keep coming back. I am Kbator, your host for the Credit Union Business News Podcast, and this is our introductory episode. And no better way to start off our season and our very, very first episode 000, with the gentleman that started it all. We have Tim O'Hara. Tim has been an industry leader for quite a long time. He started Credit Union Times, Credit Union Journal, and now the Credit Union Business Magazine a number of years ago, for which this podcast is part of. Tim, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ken. It's great to be here. I've been looking forward to it a long time.
Great to have you. You know, I've had the pleasure of working with you for the last 2 or 3 years in writing for Credit Union Business Magazine. I'm super pumped to be able to produce this podcast and be the host of your Credit Union Business News Podcast. But let's talk a little bit about you. I mean, you've got a ton of knowledge as well as history in the credit union industry. You've had other publications. What was your motivation to start the Credit Union Business Magazine?
Well, thank you, Ken. You mentioned that I started. I was a part of two groups that we started, Credit Union Times a number of years ago, and then two of us started Credit Union Journal. We sold Credit Union Journal right away to a big company in New York, and we worked for 5 years creating that. And I had a feeling one more publication in me, and it was about business. We had done general news publications, Credit Union Times and Credit Union Journal, and I felt like credit unions are becoming so sophisticated and so good. They need lots and lots of information, but they didn't need gossip and politics. They needed hands-on, this is how I run a credit union. So our motto was how to run a credit union. So Credit Union Business was born about 20 years ago. And we did it for 10 years in the paper. And the last 9 or so years we've done digitally, which has all been very interesting.
Yeah. I joked with you before that I started in the credit union industry in 1993, and I think one of the first things they put on my desk was a Credit Union Times. And in the early 2000s, when I started Bator Training and Consulting, I started writing for Credit Union Journal for a little while. And when I heard about Credit Union Business Magazine, especially the digital version, I couldn't wait to write for that, because I love the concept of how to run your business. I mean, at the end of the day, I believe that a credit union is just another great small business, and learning some of those philosophies, understanding, the natural laws of business do apply to your credit union as well, such as branding and strategy and culture building, will help you to grow your assets a lot better than concentrating specifically on growing those assets. But let's talk a little bit more about Credit Union Business Magazine, since it's the foundation for this podcast. How is Credit Union Business Magazine different from all the other trade publications that are out there in the industry?
Well, Credit Union Business, Ken, business says it all. It's just the nuts and bolts of business. We broke it out in the beginning to reporting on marketing and lending and leadership and compliance and lots of technology and lots of compliance, as you know now. And it's just worked out very well. We have a new subscription type, and we've changed from bundling a magazine every month. Now it's called Credit Union Business News. Right. And it's pretty much a daily or several times a day where we receive the information, and it's job specific, marketing and lending. And we have clusters of readers in each of those.
Now a word from our sponsor, Bator Training and Consulting. Do you have a specific brand, culture, or strategy problem in your business? Maybe you know something's wrong, but you don't necessarily know exactly what the problem is. Well, BTC offers periodically 15-minute free strategy sessions. They're completely complimentary. We give you a tip that you can implement in your business that's going to help your brand, culture, or strategy in that 15-minute call. And it's not a 15-minute sales call. It is a deep dive into a specific issue that you may be having at your unique business. To schedule a 15-minute strategy session, go to www.btcinc.net and go to the Contact Us page. Simply put in your information, and in the comments, all you need to do is put strategy session, and we will contact you about scheduling your unique 15-minute strategy session to help your unique business.
And we have a new group subscription called the Team Builder, as in the credit union team builder. And we will we have 175 credit unions on board right now, about 25,000 readers. And we will offer a credit union a bulk subscription for a very low price of $500 a year. And it covers everybody, the whole C level. And we have an order form where the credit union will write down everyone who's to receive it and specifically what they're to receive: marketing, lending, compliance, and so forth. We receive the name, the title, and the work email address, and we receive permission to send the emails because they understand that we're above board and we just send really good stuff. And it's working out wonderfully. I'm looking forward to having everybody who can spell the acronym of credit union signed up for our team builder. Hopefully we'll have 200,000 readers eventually. And that's our thrust right now.
Yeah. I obviously know a little bit about Team Builder. I think that it's a great tool for credit unions to get daily/weekly education. Because sometimes some credit unions can't go to the 500 different events that we have in this industry. I used to joke when I worked at a corporate credit union that I could hire one person to do nothing but go to credit union events, golf outings, and chapter meetings, and that person would be busy 365 days out of the year. So it's important.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's important to be able to have that education, those tips on a daily or at least weekly time frame. So we talked about Team Builder, which is one of the things I wanted to ask you about. But you also have Branch Business Magazine, which I think is very unique in helping these branch managers and branch professionals getting up to the next level, especially since a lot of times those are our future leaders in credit unions. Can you tell us a little bit about Branch Business Magazine?
Absolutely, Ken. We started Branch Business about 5 years ago. I noticed that we were getting paid subscriptions from branch managers and branch supervisors, and we had a lot of information for branches, so we launched Branch Business, and I'm looking forward to rolling out the team builder and then including branch managers as a part of the C level, but they're not C level, of course, but the retail, and we're looking forward to that as well. We've gotten a lot of really good information for branch managers, and Branch Business is on the way.
Yeah, no, it's
up and away.
Yeah, it's a great tool. Having been in the industry for, I don't know, about 25, 26 years now, I noticed that a lot of the branch managers tend to be those future leaders, and to be able to focus on their particular level on the org chart really makes a lot of sense. But let's get to the podcast. How do you see this podcast, this brand new podcast, as part of your suite of offerings at Credit Union Business News? How do you see this fitting into the only all-digital, all-business resource for credit unions?
Well, it certainly is digital, and it certainly is business. And you're a great professional. You're one of our original all-stars, Ken. You wrote the training, Credit Union Business training column for a couple of years. And you're a marvelous professional, and I'm looking forward to rolling it out. It's your baby, and I know it's going to be a huge success, and I'm thrilled to be part of it. So I was going to ask you the same thing. What do you think we're going to do with this?
Well, I see it as an extension of that business foundation. And thank you for your kind words. I really enjoyed writing that training column for 2 years. And I'm a big fan of podcasts. I think that, despite the fact that there's a lot of podcasts out there, or seems like it is, everything that I'm reading and everything that I'm hearing from fellow podcast industry professionals, that this is just going to blow up. And I think too, this is an opportunity for those leaders and future leaders, rather than necessarily having to take the time to read an article as much as they should in Credit Union Business News, maybe on their way to work or on their way to a chapter meeting, on their way from one branch to another. They could put on Credit Union Business News podcasts and get some of the same quality business information on tips on how to run their credit union, how to take their institution up to that next level. So I see it as a natural extension. Obviously, I won't be doing too much ranting on this. Hopefully, I think that I had a little bit of fun with that training column and putting things out there and maybe pushing the envelope a little bit. And I got a lot of good feedback from people at conferences that I saw that were able to read not just my articles, but many articles in your publication. So I see this as an extension and taking this to the next level, having episodes with industry leaders, having episodes with fellow thought leaders in the industry, as well as quality vendors that are offering products and services that really help credit unions move to the next level, to be able to give that additional business information in an audio form. And obviously we'll have a video version as well, but especially that audio form. So while you're driving or maybe sweating on the treadmill, you can learn a little bit about credit union business. How does that sound, Tim?
Sounds great, and I'm looking forward to each and every episode. And it's a Herculean effort on your part, Ken, but we're going to start with 26 podcasts next year, every other week. You're going to be a busy man.
Well, our first season will be 26 episodes. I'm looking forward to it as well. I already have a couple of guests in mind. I'm sure you do too. I'm gonna go out on a limb that you probably have a couple in your mind that you're saying, in the first season we need to have this guy or this gal on the show. So I'm looking forward to collaborating with you and putting together a great show for people.
Me too, and I'm looking forward to the future, Ken.
Me as well.
We'll build it together.
We will. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to learning from you and your knowledge, and having been in this industry for quite a while. Looking forward to launching this podcast, which obviously is being launched with this introductory episode. But I really want to thank you, Tim, not only for the opportunity in producing this show, for your suite of products and services that you offer out there, your information, but also I thank you for taking some time out of your busy set schedule to be the first guest to be with me on this introductory episode.
What a way to start a week. This is Monday morning, and it's going to be wonderful. Yep. Thank you, Ken. I've enjoyed every second.
Me as well, Tim. It's been my pleasure. And thanks to all of you for watching or listening to the introductory episode of the Credit Union Business News podcast. Look forward to the next 26 episodes of the first season and several seasons to come. Thank you for taking some time with us today. Take care. Thank you for listening to episode 000 of the Credit Union Business News podcast. Learn more about Credit Union Business News at creditunionbusiness.com. Suggestions for the Credit Union Business News podcast can be directed to Tim O'Hara at tim@cubusiness.com or Ken Bator at Kbator, Bator, at btcinc.net. To learn more about this episode's sponsor, please go to btcinc.net.